So since most of us have the day off today, it's storytelling time. Storytell, I usually read you a bedtime story, even though I release it in the morning. But it's what time is it? 9:37 a.m. How about a day story? A wake up, not a bedtime, but a wake up story. What else you gonna do? It's a day off. You ain't got nothing to do. How about a funny story? So I've told you some stories about the old shop I used to work at, the repair shop, auto repair shop. Told you Darius. Help, I'm tired. What? Help, I'm tired. Take a break. Pump your BC, your vest up. You're scuba diving. Grab this thing. Grab that goddamn thing. Job is done, Mr. Service Manager. Oh, Darius. His name was Darius Mazera. I'm not sure 100% how to spell that. Mezaru or Mazera, Mazeru or A, Mazera. Still a nice guy though. I never got mad at him. I never fought or really argued with him. A couple times he aggravated me. I'm trying to get him to do something. He doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to take orders from Mr. Service Manager. It's like, I'm not bossing you around. Go fix the effing car. Go start on it. Don't wait. Anyways, so it's the same auto shop. I think I was service manager at the time, but maybe not. I don't know. And this older black guy comes walking up the front, and it was like we had gates right off the road. You could kind of pull in. A couple cars could fit there, and then there's the gate that we would pull close at night, lock it. So typically it's wide open during the day. People come and go, cars and stuff to get fixed. And I see this guy just walking in. I'm like, there's no car. He's just walking. And working there a few years, every great once in a while, there's some characters that would just walk in, and they'd be, oh, here goes another story. If I finally want to tell you another story while I'm at it. This is a Jerky Boy story that was funny there. But I'll finish this one. So this guy comes in. I don't know if I've told the story. Some of y'all in person have heard it. My friend Jean-Claude and Dave heard this the other day. They loved it. I don't know if I've ever said this on YouTube. But this old guy comes in. He's got a little bit of a pimp limp, slow, but definitely an older guy, So he gets within talking range, maybe 20 feet away. How you doing, sir? Can I help you? You know who the F I am? Pardon? I was in that jail cell right there next to you. Mother effer, you know who I am. He's like pointing to the garage bay. We had like 6 or 7 bays. He's pointing to one of them. And he's had like a flashback that he's in jail, and these are the jail cells. Sir, I've never met you before in my life. I'm Bonnie and Mother effing Clyde. I was in that jail cell right there next to you. I'm like, what the? What? He keeps walking like he's gonna go in. And we got, no customers beyond this point and all that stuff. And he ain't even got a car. I said, sir, you need to stop. Don't walk into that bay. Don't walk into that shop. We have to call the police. Turns around, walks off the property. Never heard another thing. Never saw him again either. I said, what in the hell just happened? So, of course, I had to tell my boss and his wife, Jill, Johnny and Jill, and his brother Jimmy. And I presented them with the Jerky Boy stuff. I told you guys this a few times. Like sometimes we'd play it over the overhead. We'd play some of the Jerky Boy stuff, or like on the radio. I said the overhead. It was really a radio that was like the overhead. Had speakers up there. Like when no customers were there. All right, let's play some Jerky Boys. Because you'd see someone pulling in. All right, turn it down, change the channel. Put on the radio. So. There was one of these episodes of the Jerky Boys, and it was Saul Rosenberg. Hi, my name is Saul Rosenberg. and it was something about the little hanging thing. I think it was maybe when he blew his finger off. It's a prank call. He blew his finger off with the firecracker or something. I'm not sure which one it was, but he's like, "Oh yeah, the thing, the little hanging thing. Yes, that's right, the little hanging thing. Like it hangs like a little nub. Yeah, the little hanging thing, something like that. I forget the actual one, but anyways, so this guy comes. This guy was, I think he was Puerto Rican, Spanish for sure. And we'd have our typical customers that repeat. Then we'd have people that you never, come once, never see him again. And this guy came in. He's English is, He's trying to describe something on his front of his vehicle, the suspension, shock, something. And I don't remember if they jacked it up and took the tire off so he could like show him what he's talking. I don't remember, but I remember my boss's brother Jimmy was out there with him, and the guy's trying to explain with his honestly terrible English what he's asking or needs a price on, or like, so Jimmy's trying to get him to point to, and Jimmy realizes this is kind of futile. He's gaining no ground with this guy, but he's attempting, and the thing. Jimmy goes, "Oh, the little hanging thing. Yeah. I start dying laughing because I know what he meant. He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about, and he just threw his Saul Rosenberg on him. Oh, the little hanging thing. The guy lights up. Yeah. I can't hold it in. I'm dying laughing. The guy looks over at me, pissed off. Hey, man, what are you laughing at? I was like, oh, sorry. Sorry, it's an inside joke. I don't even know what I said. I think I did. Well, how could I respond? Oh, he's through a jerky boys. I just like, all right, sorry. Turned around and walked away. I died laughing because when Jimmy says, "Oh, the little hanging thing," I know obviously he's doing jerky boys. He doesn't know what the hell the guy's talking about. The guy, just off of Jimmy saying the little hanging thing, oh yeah, like finally communication. Yes, that's it. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, no, it wasn't, because Jimmy still doesn't know what the hell you're talking about. So that guy got so excited. Yeah. I was dying. And the guy's like, "Hey, man, what are you laughing at?" I was like, "Oh, sorry. All right, let me get my ass out of here." Oh my God. Jimmy somehow didn't even face him, didn't laugh at all, just kept going. Yeah, I couldn't hold it in. If the guy didn't respond, like, yeah, I would have just like, "Oh, that's cute. I know what Jimmy's doing." But when the guy responded as if Jimmy knew what he meant, the little hanging, yeah, that's it. I just couldn't help it. I've told a lot of stories of this place that I worked at, like the Jean Claude and Dave. I've told them that one. I'm Bonnie and Clyde. We were talking about that on our trip recently that we got back from recently. But I didn't tell them that one. I forgot. I didn't even think about that one. I just forgot all about it. And so they'll probably hear this video and probably die laughing. So, anyways, that's about it. Yeah, those two stories. So they heard the first one, the Bonnie and Clyde one, but they didn't know that. They didn't hear the second one. I don't know that I've ever mentioned. I'm not sure if I mentioned either of those on YouTube in the past. If you recall me saying that, maybe you'll be like, "Yeah, you did tell us that a while back, Joe." But I know I didn't. I'm pretty sure I didn't do the Saul Rosenberg, the hanging thing. Yeah. I know I didn't tell that one. It just came to me as I was talking. I was like, "Oh, there's another funny one, man." Just there were so many things that would happen, and maybe I'll tell you a third one. There was this. I may have said this one, but what the hell? It's Monday. You ain't doing nothing. You ain't got nothing to do. You're looking for news. You're looking for stuff. You ain't got nothing to do. Just listen to Snip tell you a story. There was this old black guy, Dan. Real nice guy. He lived by my boss and his wife and my boss's mom. And well, my boss had moved at one point, to his own house, obviously. But Dan the man, he ended up had a little injury to his foot and refused to go to the hospital, refused to go to the doctor. It turned gangrene. They had to chop his damn leg off just below. I think it was, I don't know if it was his right leg or left leg, but right below his knee. So his little knee, he'd sit down on stuff, like on a, I don't know, just sit down out there in the shop on a little chair or stool or something. And, you might swing your foot normally, you and I, like this speed. His little nub would be like a little dog tail, because there was no weight to it. So he'd be sitting there wiggling his little nub. But nice old guy, real nice guy, man. I mean, I love the guy, just a nice old guy. But he couldn't talk louder than this. This is how he always talked all the time. There was no whispering, there was no yelling. It was always this level. And that's how he talked. So, 2 stories. I got 2 stories. Again, I may have said these before, but what the hell? It's funny, right? I think I told you the first one. I'll go ahead and tell you that one, but just in case I didn't. So, your car has an exhaust system. It has a catalytic converter, which takes the unburnt fuel, cleans it, so that it comes out of the tailpipe, clean. Called a catalytic converter. And he comes in one day. He had this old green pickup truck. The entire time I've ever known him or seen him, he had that old truck. And he says, Jimmy, I need a price. For what? My truck. I need a Cadillac convertible for my truck. You mean a catalytic converter? Yeah. Cadillac convertible for my truck. Dude, it was so funny. The one time we did towing. We started off doing just auto repair. Then my boss says, I think I want to run a bunch of tow trucks. And when the accidents come in, maybe we'll do a auto body repair shop too. He had the space in this building. Backyard, had a huge yard to park the cars and store them and all that. And got a paint booth and all that. So he's like, we'll do everything. We'll do auto repair. We'll do the tow truck thing. We'll take the cars. They'll get them here. We'll work on them here, repair them. By the way, it was a nightmare. It was terrible. He, later on, was like, trying to keep legitimate tow truck drivers who are mostly felons coming to work on time. It was just horrible. But there was this camper, like a RV, a smaller RV, maybe like a 22, 23 footer. I don't even know why it was in the shop, but it was in the back where, the storage yard basically, which we would park back there just because it's a big thing. We could get it out of the way from the front already had too many cars. So we would just park that thing out back, different cars. So anyways, it's back there, and Dan, he would just come and hang out at the shop. Old Dan, the old black guy, and sweep up sometimes, even with his little foot, just because, I don't know, he just liked hanging out. So it was like, all right, cool. And so this guy comes to get his RV and back it up. Well, there's a car behind him. I think I told this story, but there's a car behind him, but he doesn't see it because his RV's wide, I guess, and whatever. So Dan sees, and he's backing up slow, but Dan sees, oh my, he's about to hit this car behind him. That's another car that, somebody pulled in and parked behind the thing. One of us, maybe, I don't know. So he's sitting there. Now he's inside the shop. And there was a bay door that I think slid open sideways. And there's a little concrete slab where we could pull like one car. And then behind that was the whole area was the yard. So, I mean, this thing was probably from where Dan was sitting inside the shop, probably at least 100 feet away, I bet. So Dan's in the shop. The guy's in the freaking RV with the door closed, backing up. I think windows, everything were up. You're not going to hear Dan, right? You're not going to hear something this loud, or this quiet. So Dan is going, hey, to the guy driving the RV, this loud. Hey, hey. Hey, boom. We all look. Oh, he just backed into that car. It wasn't a loud boom, but we heard it. Oh, I tried. I tried to tell him. I tried to tell him he was gonna back into it. Jimmy's like, Dan, he can't. There's no way he could hear you. Hey. Now some people go, loud whistle. My wife can do that. I can't do it. Where it's like ear piercing. Dan did this. That loud. Hey. Hey. But it was the effort that counted. He was a good friend of ours, man. That old guy. So, anyways, just watching the crypto market a little bit. My guy was telling about these 2 coins recently, and this little rally, they were actually leading the top 10 or 15 coins, especially one of them. But I'm still trying to figure out, and I'm gonna try to talk to him over the next few days. Is this dump coming? Because he last time I talked to him, which was recently, he was pretty darn sure. Yeah, we're gonna get this little rally in these 2 coins, blah blah blah. But this dump should happen. He's like, and this is the one that you want to, if you end up riding a little rally up, get out. This you want to get back in. Whatever it ends at, get back in. This is supposed to be the big one, the big, where Litecoin dumps hard too. That one. But I'm waiting to talk to him on the next day or so to see if it's still something you still think it's gonna happen. This last one, these 2 coins I was telling you about, he gave us 1 coin at first, then said, look, you got some information on this other coin. And he's like, well, honestly, he's like, I thought this little rally would be here by Thursday, maybe Friday. And I was talking to him on Friday, I believe. He goes, but he's not here yet. He goes, but by the end of the year, these 2 particular coins will be ones you want anyways to just sit on. And I'm like, okay. So no, he's like, whether it happens or not, I'm holding these coins. I'm like, okay. Well, Sunday comes and boom, the market turns around. But these 2 coins were doing pretty good, especially one of them. But we'll see. Yeah, I don't have Litecoin. I've got one, BixWeir's Litecoin. I took that money that was sitting there waiting for this Litecoin move, just sitting there, in my USD wallet on the exchange, and said, you know what, let me jump into this move that he gave the other day. And then it's like, okay, it's Thursday. He said, no, Friday. Is he gonna get it right? And then Sunday comes, and the one coin is extremely close to hitting the target. The other coin, he didn't really give a target, just said you want to grab some of these. And since that time frame, it actually did quite well. So yeah, I'm watching it. Again, it's not a whole lot in the crypto space right now to really, oh guys, look at this news, video wise. I mean, Theta's about to release their mainnet token. They're going to do the swap if you have the Android app. Now, this is March 15th or 16th, supposedly, that they're doing this. And the Android app has been submitted to the Apple Store, they said. So any day now, it may already even be out, honestly, I don't know. But the wallet, the Theta wallet, which I did download, I have an Android, they said you have to have the Android wallet or the Apple or iPhone wallet, and as long as your tokens are on there, your Theta coins are on there, you'll get the swap and all that stuff, and the Theta Fuel token, that thing they got 5-to-1 ratio, you'll get. But it only can be done as long as your coins are on their wallet before mainnet swap. So what I did, I set a calendar reminder for around the 9th or 10th of March to, honestly, I'll do a Patreon post on it, like, hey guys, reminder, get your wallet if you don't have it. Now, I don't know that they're going to be creating a computer-based, like PC or laptop or whatever, based wallet before then that you could then stick your coins on if you don't have either of those 2 phones. The other thing they said is they're working with some exchanges to see if those exchanges are able to implement the change before they go live on mainnet March 15th or 16th or whatever, and then all you have to do is have your coins on an exchange. The exchange will do it for you. That's easy sometimes, and not, I think Binance did a couple of those, and it worked. But again, for me, man, I hate relinquishing power, hate relinquishing my coins to somebody else, like an exchange. Man, in my case, I'd rather have a wallet or something like that, but I I mean, one way or the other, I'm going to make sure my coins are wherever they need to be to get the mainnet swap for Theta. Um, Again, I follow their Medium, their Twitter. I see what they're doing, what they're saying. And remember, they were supposed to do mainnet December of just this past year, 2 months ago, 2018. And they said, well, we could release it, but we're not. We have partners and people that are going to be using our coin, our token, and they've given us some ideas of what they would like to see. We're going to implement those changes. So we're pushing back mainnet launch a few months to March. This is one company, honestly, that has followed the timeline that they've given to a T up until that time when they said, look, we could do it. We could still release. But we'd rather accommodate some of these potential partners, not even potential, they're going to be partners, companies, and implement some things before we release. There's no hurry to release anyways, so we're going to kick it back 3 months. So this is one coin that if you follow the entire crypto space, you can say, wow, they really are progressing at pretty quick speeds. And you can see, again, this is a content delivery system. No more do you need hard drives and a data center and all that stuff like the way YouTube or other file storage facilities, companies do. Again, YouTube has to have data centers across the planet, and they all have to update the data centers with the same content to give quick delivery of the video content, streaming content to all these places across the planet. With Theta, it's peer-to-peer. You're going to share some of your hard drive space and bandwidth as a node of their network to just quickly give people in the surrounding area access and streaming content. That way it doesn't have to come from all over the world to get to you. It's localized. So what makes someone want to say, okay, well, use my computer and a portion of my hard drive space and my bandwidth? You will get funded Theta tokens, or maybe it's the fuel token now, whatever. But you're going to get something that will ultimately have value. Therefore, it's an incentive for you to allow them to use your computer, hard drive space, and bandwidth. So this is going to change how streaming goes in the future. I can see why Michelle Whitedove said this is going to be one hell of a token, but you're going to have to wait a few years. And she said what? Maybe 5 years? Maybe 5 years? And this coin came out last year, 2018. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 2023? Here's the thing. What is it, 9 or 10 cents right now? It was 12 and 13 cents when I first gave it out. And isn't it amazing, of all the destruction in the crypto market, Bitcoin Cash, $4,000 high, $3,500, $4,000 high, down to 100 and something bucks. Bitcoin, $20,000, got down to what, 3,100. Litecoin, over 300, got down to 22 so far, right? That's in other coins, you pick altcoins, the same story. But when you look at Theta, Theta never dropped anywhere like that. Now, in all fairness, the rest of the market got its all-time high on the 14th or 15th or so of January. Theta launched their ICO complete at the end of that same month, so 2 weeks later. And I don't remember what it was, 20-something cents, 15 cents. But even so, I don't think we've seen those kind of, it didn't drop like some of these other coins. I mean, right now it's 9, 10 cents. When we got in, I think March when it was released to the world on exchanges, we were jumping in there. It was like 12.5 cents. So I'm pleased to see that that's one coin that's done quite well. Holding its own, holding up the price as best as it could when the whole market's dumping. All year long. But I can see where this thing becomes 50 cents, $1, $5, $10. Okay, maybe Michelle Whitedove was onto something after all. Okay, it's $50. Holy crap! Like, you're talking about changing the entire world's content delivery system as we know it. So I'm pretty psyched about Theta. I didn't touch my Theta. Remember, I left 2/3 of my portfolio alone. 1/3, let me take a little gamble. Big move, big gain. Although big move and it doesn't happen, you may take a big loss. But you don't know unless you do it, right? But you don't take your whole portfolio and do that. You take your trading stash. And in my case, I said, all that damn Litecoin sitting there, he thinks this thing's going to dump down below $20. I think I'm going to take that chance on that. and I took a chance with my Litecoin. Again, though, if this dump happens, which he told me, look, we're expecting a little rally, which looks like it's happening right now. Started yesterday on Sunday, and then if the dump happens, it should be significant, scary, and Litecoin will fall with the rest of the coins. I'm just thinking, well, what if Litecoin falls even harder since it's the one that rallied harder? Remember back in the day when we see these 20, 30% drops? And I'm like, here's all of our favorite coins. That one got hit the hardest. I'm getting some more of those today. Oh, that one's second place. I'm getting some more of those today. And then as soon as the thing turned around, they're back up 20, 30%. Right? Remember those videos I would do? I would pick those hardest hit ones, not just because they're hardest hit, but they got to be hardest hit ones that we know about, that we like. And I would do that. So sure enough, some of the ones that rally the hardest would sell off the hardest. The ones that would sell off the hardest would rally the hardest. So I'm wondering, is Litecoin going to dump hard when this dump comes? Again, assuming the dump even comes. He feels pretty adamant it's coming. But I'm like, well, I thought it was supposed to be early January and then like maybe mid-January. We're in mid-February now. But again, this isn't a timing thing. It's not like they get to press a button and flip a switch. All right, timing's, markets move in certain ways. And it's just having your ear on the ground to try to determine when's it really going to happen, and that's what I'm hoping I can get, but, from him. But anyway, so that's where I'm at. Again, nothing real important to talk about crypto-wise. As you can tell, I mean, I'd be doing videos if there was. Like, oh, check this out. There's just not a lot. There's just not a lot going on. Yeah, but yeah, look, April 6th, Texas, Blanco, Texas. The Wild West Crypto Show. Look that up online. And I'm going to be there. I'm definitely going. Jean-Claude's going to be there. Dave's going to be there. Dick Algar might be there. Boy, would I love to have Cliff High there. I doubt he's coming. But I'm going to ask him, could you come for a day or two? Just to see. And if he does, I'll let everybody know. If he's able to come, I will say, you know what, he's going to try. Or, yes, he said he'll do it. That would be freaking great. I've never met him in person. And I almost had an opportunity when I went to the ESETI thing, but it just didn't work out. So I want to meet that son of a gun. Uncle Cliff, man, come on. I got to meet the guy. Love that guy. So anyways, just a little funny story, some crypto chat for a minute. If you have the day off, good for you. Have fun with your family or whatever. If you got to work, sorry about your luck. That happens. So yeah, anything interesting new later, I'll be doing some videos. Maybe a live stream. Yeah, I mean, I got it back. I might as well, hey, live stream, baby, let's do it. Do another one, right? Do it live. Take care.